So this is one of the doors in the kitchen. So this is going into the house. And this next little section, it's like a little, I don't know, passageway. We've got lots of these in the house. So this one has, let's be charitable and say chocolate brown paintwork. Very thick chocolate brown paintwork. And into the window as well. So Mark's put a little bit of double glazing on that because it was cracked, and I have so far scraped all the paint off the ceiling and painted that, painted the walls a sort of buff colour, and that's as far as I got with it. So if I show you the state of the doors here originally, the paint's hanging off of it. So this one I've just scraped off, and this is going into the house. So we've kept most of the doors as they are and just given them a good clean. So they all have these sorts of markings showing the dark brown paint underneath. So we're going with the shabby chic theme at the moment until I have time to paint them all. But considering there's about 70 doors in the house, I'm trying not to paint every single one. But we've decided this area needs to be sorted out now because this is an access point for people coming in late in the evening. We give them a key that brings them through this way. So I'm going to get rid of the chocolate brown paint and certainly do something with this door, which I think is beyond shabby chic. So at least the loose paint's off of it now. I've given it a sand down. I'm going to undercoat it. And we've thought about all sorts of things like having them dipped, but it's just too much work involved, and you end up with warped doors, so there's no point. So I've already given the cellar door a good sand down and an undercoat, and the door into the kitchen on this side has all been done, and the doorway that shows the depth of the walls. They're a good sort of 60 centimetres. So here's the door from the hall in towards the kitchen, painted now, and all the paintwork in this little lobby is done as well. And the door into the kitchen. There's a lot of doors in this place. And the door into the cellar, the carve. So that one's all done as well.
I'm up in the garage and I've decided to do a bit of work on our mower deck. It's never had any work done on it since we bought it, so I've stripped it down and cleaned the inside out. And just give it a coat of primer. I'm now going to spray the inside. I've taken all the blades off, and I can do a compare and contrast here. So, okay, so this is the new blade, obviously, and the old blade, which used to look like that. So, towards the end of last season, we were having problems with the mower. Just wasn't cutting straight. It was short on one side and long on the other, so hopefully this will help. So, the mower deck so far, I've managed to put the new blades on under here, and I've sprayed the underside of the deck. I had a bit of a job with one of the fixings. I had to drill and tap it out, or weld in the socket and drill and tap it out. So now I'm getting ready to do the top. There's a bit of work to do up here too, so I'll make that my next job. Right, so I've done a bit of a repair on the lid here, so it's welded a bracket back on here, and there should be a clip like that on this side, but that had gone, that broken, so I've just found another one and put that on. Don't look too close at the welding. I can weld, but I'm not a welder. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's now ready to have the drive shaft put back on and try it. So this here is my garage, and since we moved here 3 years ago, all we've done is just dump stuff in here and use it as a store machinery and one thing and another. So just recently I decided to have a bit of a clear out, so I've been starting to clear, and first thing I did was clear this bit of floor here. It was all caked in mud and you couldn't see any of the stones, because you can see down here there's brick and tile on the floor. Couldn't see any of that. That was in about I don't know, 5 centimetres of mud on top of that. So I've hand shoveled that all out, and so far I've taken out about probably a couple of tonne of soil and mud. Still got a way to go, because I've still got a pile of rubbish up the corner here I need to clear out. And this bay, I've done half of it underneath the trailer there. The other half I've just got to finish off. That's not so bad. I've already given that a bit of a go. This bay is done, which is a lot better. This is where I keep the tractor. And then underneath the cherry picker just needs to be done. So we're getting there, tidying it up a little bit at a time.
I've come out into the woodland because it's a really warm spring day. The birds are all singing. We've got about 3 acres of woods. So this chunk, I suppose, is about 2 acres. And this is what I've come to have a look at. This is where I got to last winter. Just collecting up rubbish. There's a rubbish dump here behind these trees here. There's a mound there, and that's waste from the house for years and years and years. A lot of it is bottles. So I've been bagging up what I've found sort of around this area. So I've got half a yard sack of metal, and then there's 1.5 back there of just nylon twine, and then we get on to general rubbish that I've been bagging up. So there is so much of it. I see there's some plastic there that's been blown by the wind. There's so much of it, it's just got to be taken to the déchetterie, so the dump. So I'm going to carry on with getting rid of this. And while I've been here, I've noticed on the ground all these seed pods. So I'm going to collect up some of those. They're enormous seed pods. And last year I managed to grow some little trees from these, and so that would be lovely to do. The idea with them is to get them to germinate, you have to put them in boiling water. Give them a good soak for 24 hours. And then they sprouted quite easily last year. I don't know if they've survived the winter, but those make a very, very pretty tree. And our big one here fell down, and I think this is the end of it here. So that would be lovely to fill this space in with a few of those. I can't remember what they're called. This area is going to take such a long time to clear, because let me just show you, this is an area I thought I'd covered already, and the wind and rain through the winter has just exposed a whole load more bottles. It looks like baby jars, baby food jars, all under here. So I'm going to have to rake out all this leaf and just see if I can find them. So that's the area I've cleared. It's about a square metre, and that's what I've unearthed. I think that's just the top layer though. I'm going to have to get a rake in there or a fork just to see what's below it. Very depressing. Medicine bottles, aftershave bottles, bits of metalwork, old batteries, ceramic plates. Mark's mowing the back lawn for the first time this year. So that's great, but there's going to be a lot of raking up afterwards. It's got quite long. And there I've been moving all the sacks of bottles and plastic up near the terrace just so that we can get to it with the tractor and remove it. So if I swing round to where I'm working at the moment, I'm just clearing this area. There's a yard snack I can't lift, so I'm going to have to decant that. That's all twine. And there's another one there, a few bottles beyond. As I say, this is just an annex to the proper dump, which is that way. But I was just looking down here at these seed pods, which I'm going to try and grow some of these again. These will be nice trees to put around the place. You have to put them in boiling water and soak them for a couple of days. And they are a very, very pretty tree. But whilst I was looking at them, I noticed this, which is black plastic sacks. So I suspect there's a whole load more down here that I wasn't aware of. So I'm going to have to unearth all that now.